the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday to you, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast. Glad to have you join us each and every day here to get your morning started, or whenever it is that you tune us in. We really appreciate it, all of you that have subscribed and continue to spread the word about us. About to get over 3,300 now subscribers. We just keep rocking and rolling, and it's all because of you guys, and we appreciate it so very much. As we get started here on the program, a lot to talk about this morning. It'll be a little bit shorter than normal. Faith and I heading over to football practice. It'll be the last media viewing opportunity for us this spring. Boy, that went by fast, didn't it, Faith?
No kidding. It feels like it's just started, but then also it's coming to an end. And we've been all over the place.
And I think it's because basketball just kind of ended. And this thing drug out, and then spring football started right in the middle of it. And so all of our attention's been on basketball, and we're still going to talk basketball because we're going to hit some portal news, and we're going to talk about spring practice wrapping up. But I'm going to get to some business at hand. And first up, Sensagreen, Faith.
Yeah, so for Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier dealers for the state of Alabama and a proud supporter of the Auburn Athletics and Auburn Blitz. It's a humid summer here in the South. And, if you want to make sure inside your house it's not going to be humid, that you are going to have cool, fresh air, you can buy a carrier unit from Sensagreen that is going to save you thousands of dollars on new installation with Sensagreen. And I know that, especially when I'm going to bed, I do not like when my house is hot and humid. And sometimes after, having the door open or somebody doesn't close it, the house gets hot. And that is the last thing I want when I'm going to bed. So make sure, you call on Sensagreen. They're going to be able to hook you up and get it all right for you.
I like ice cold at night.
Yeah, me too.
Ice cold, get under the covers. That's how you do it.
Me too.
Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama. We love those guys, man. They do great work. They got projects going on all over the state of Alabama. Specializing in educational projects, rebuilds, brand new school builds. They take you from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product. So we can't say enough about Scout. If you're considering that, if you're a school system out there, somebody it's watching this, call on Scout. I promise you, I know them. We know what kind of work they do. They are the best in the business. Call on Scout Program Management. Bunkers, Faith, we love it.
We love Bunkers. They've got a great atmosphere there. They've got awesome food that we know I love to rave about, and I love going there. They've got great drinks. They just finished that new bar on the side. So, you can even have private parties over in that room where you're kind of just all to yourself. Or if you're in the main bar where there's so much going on, you've got the golf simulators where you can go and rent those out and hang out with your friends there. And there's TVs everywhere. So no matter what kind of sport is going on, there's always something on the TVs. And you've got, I think they said 27 different sports to play on the simulators.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And we always have a great time there. And I'm looking forward to going back and getting some more of those steak sliders.
You love the steak sliders.
I think about them all the time. I need to go there like tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we need to go by tomorrow. Maybe we do go by tomorrow. I mean, maybe we do that. So
maybe I guess it's technically today there.
Yeah, that's right. But maybe we go by today.
We are recording. So just in case anybody thinks we're ignoring comments or anything like that.
I'm glad you did the disclaimer. We try to do that when we do our recorded podcast. But we do have a busy morning and we got to get to football practice. That's why we are recording right now. So let's talk about transfer portal. We knew this was coming, although we bragged yesterday about how we thought that Ja'Kai Howard had changed. I'd said it. I won't put it on you. I went off on about a 3 or 4 minute diatribe about how I thought Ja'Kai Howard had kind of matured, and maybe he has, but I don't think any of us are shocked he got in the portal. We saw this kind of coming, and just never kind of got over the hump this year, and his playing time reduced as he got into the SEC. only had 86 total minutes of playing time. I didn't know that till I read about that, and averaged 4.2 points a game. Just got in and cleanup duty a lot of times, and maybe it just wasn't for him. He's a high flyer. He's got a high ceiling, Faith. I hate to see him go. I know you do too, but kind of figured it was coming.
Yeah, it's a bummer, especially once we kind of changed our mentality with him. As his mentality started to change, we were starting to change ours. So it's disappointing, and he's a super athletic guy who's got a ton of potential talent. Disappointing to see him go, but I think collectively, as the Auburn family, we are looking forward to watching him thrive somewhere else.
Absolutely. I mean, we wish him nothing but the best. Didn't work out for him here. He'll move on. He'll get with somebody good. He was a top 100 player coming into Auburn, a tremendous athlete. I think his ceiling is as high as Tahad's, at his position. But it just did not work out here, and none of us are shocked by that. Going back over what we have coming in and what Auburn needs. I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday. We won't continue to belabor this point, but Auburn will have Caden Magwood, who I'm extremely high on. Excited for his ability to come in at guard. Simon Walker, I think, kind of gets undersold from Huntsville. Really, really talented player, an in-state player, and we know how those guys are. I mean, they're passionate about playing in the state, either for Auburn or Alabama or UAB or wherever it is that they end up going. So good pickup by that, for Auburn with Simon Walker and Sebastian Williams. Adams, also another addition, plus Abdul Bashir, who we got out of the basically the portal, the transfer coming in from JUCO. I don't know if technically portal is the right word, but transferring from JUCO to Auburn. His brother, Abdi, will be going to Kansas State, but both average about 20 points a game. They're both really good shooters and very athletic guys. And then you add Keyshawn Hall from Central Florida. You and I kind of talked about that and kind of knew there was a possibility that Auburn may land Keyshawn Hall the night before. They got him. And so that was huge. I think the number one power forward in the portal at the time. So Auburn's got some very talented guys coming in, and they got some guys that are going to be returning. But the inside, like we said yesterday, Faith, is where we've got to make some hay. Auburn's got to get 2, maybe 3 guys inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need those big guys, big bodies like Janai and Dylan Cardwell that have some meat on their bones that they can really take up with some other guys. So yeah, there's some big shoes to fill, but again, it's just kind of the beginning of a lot of this, and Auburn kind of had to have a late start to it because of how busy they've been, which I guess is a good thing.
Absolutely. Trying to manage both, winning a championship and navigating the portal while everybody else is trying to cherry pick and build. One note here, Keyshawn Murphy from Birmingham, Alabama, who played at Mississippi State this year, entered the transfer portal. That's one to watch for everybody. Called him in high school, Faith. Tremendous player. Hated to see him get out of the state of Alabama and go to Mississippi State. Maybe that's one that we watch here in the next day or so. Maybe that
Bring him back.
Brings him back. Yeah, I think he would add a lot to this team. He is a very physical guy. And, again, I watched him at Ramsey. He's a great player. I think he is one that Auburn would welcome to the program. So that's one to watch. And we'll continue to talk about some more guys. But I really trust this staff. They've done a really good job over the last several years of adding the pieces they need to make Auburn a strong, competitive team that has won the SEC tournament or regular season title more times than not in the last 5 years. So they'll put a good team together. The SEC will be as rough as it was this year. All of these teams are reloading. Alabama lost another player. They lost Stevenson today or yesterday, actually. So now they've lost a couple. So this is just it. I mean, this is the way it is. Alabama's got a great program, but nobody's immune to guys getting in the portal and trying their fate somewhere else. So I think Ja'Kai will be the only one for Auburn that gets in the portal. I would think maybe there's one or two more. I don't see it. I think Jaheim will stay. I think obviously Tahad is trying his luck with the NBA and just getting his grade. But if it doesn't pan out, he'll be back, which will be huge. So this Auburn team is going to be really good next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so nice to hear too about, I don't know if I talked about it earlier today, but just like how great it is that we trust our coaches and our staff, the staff so much.
Right.
I think I talked about it in football, but the same thing with basketball. It's like, we trust them. Bruce knows what he's doing.
100%.
They all do. So, and yeah, disappointing to lose Ja'Kai, but again, I'm hoping that's going to be the only one that we lose. And I'm hoping, Tahad comes back from after entering his name in the draft so that I think he needs to be here one more year.
I do too. We're not looking through the orange and blue colored glasses when we say that, but we are. We want him back selfishly, and because I do think he's going to blossom even more and work his way into the starting role instead of that 6-man role now that Denver and Miles are gone. Okay, if anything you want to add to that a little bit later on, feel free, Faith. Let's swing over and talk some spring football. We talked yesterday about the quarterbacks again, wide receivers. We tried to highlight a few freshmen that we feel like we're going to see. I've tried to stay away from the receiving talk a lot because that's what everybody's talking about, but it's hard not to talk about it because it is I guess it's the most loaded position that we have on the team. And it's just, we've not had a room this deep. And when you look at the guys that are shining in spring, I don't think anybody's surprised, but there are some guys that are coming in as transfers and freshmen that I think are going to work their way onto the field. And here's where you've got to figure out how to manage the depth. And again, you can't make everybody happy. It's going to be the best guys, obviously, on the field, getting most of the reps. But there is a true battle in that room of how you're going to work your way into reps and quality reps, during the heat of the SEC schedule. So I'll start there. Obviously, Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons are our 1-2 guys. I think that's safe to say, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think Auburn adding Eric Singleton. He is. You and I've seen him a couple of times now. Going to see him again this morning. I just really think he could be the guy. He's different than KLS, but the amount of talent this guy has is unbelievable. We saw him make a couple of really good plays last week when we were at practice. So I'm going to say Cam, Eric, and Malcolm are our starters. Then it gets a little dicey. Horatio Fields has been doing well, the transfer from Wake Forest. I think the biggest question mark is where does Bryce Cain and Perry Thompson work their way in? Where do they fit into this rotation? Perry Thompson was a highly rated guy from Foley. Alabama wanted him very badly, just like we did. Ended up being a priority target for us, part of the Freeze 4, along with Bryce, Malcolm, and Cam, but didn't see the field hardly at all last year. Now enter Sam Turner. All we're hearing about, and we've seen him too, Sam Turner is just making play after play after play. He's going to get playing time. I said that yesterday. He is going to be a guy that's hard to keep out. Does he jump? Right now, according to the depth chart, if you're looking at that Z receiver, he's behind Perry Thompson. It's Eric Singleton, Perry Thompson, then Sam Turner, but I don't know that that's not reversed already.
Yep, there's still plenty of time, like we've talked about, when it comes to that quarterback battle of there is no I feel like right now set
And
one
there
and
shouldn't,
twos.
and there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be.
So I'm hoping that by the time this is aired, we've got some sort of recap aired about what practice really looked like and if we were able to get a better look on that. But
We're going to
yeah,
do a recap. We're going to do a recap today after we get out of practice.
right.
Yep.
But I'm hoping it'll be up around the same time that this
Right.
finishes up at.
Right.
And y'all will be able to see kind of a little bit more of what we saw and, you know, if there's any consistency from last week to this week or any big improvements or changes. But yeah, it's hard because like we said earlier with Malcolm and Cam, the sophomores are kind of those vets. And that makes Bryce and Perry both vets this year.
Even though they didn't get as much playing time.
Right. But again, Sam Turner coming in, he
doesn't look like a freshman, does he?
No, but he still hasn't stepped out on that college field yet. So
right.
it's still either way is hard to, you know, say this early on because they all look good. There's no one that we're sitting there worried about, oh gosh,
right.
he's fallen way behind. And I think this competition between everybody is the healthy competition of making everybody better, not as much of a disappointing competition of dragging somebody behind.
I'm just excited that the roster, the depth of the roster, the quality of the roster has gotten so much better. And it's not a shot on anybody last year or the year before, but it is what it is. And I know
Right.
that statement kind of gets thrown around a lot, but this is and Jason said it. You know, Jason's been on here numerous times, and this roster now is starting to look like a roster that can compete in this conference week in and week out. We saw flashes last year. We didn't get blown out in any game. I mean, we really were our own worst enemy, and I've been through this 100 times. You don't want to hear me do it again, but I've gone through the list of games, the Cal, the Arkansas, the Oklahoma, the Missouri game. All could have easily gone our way if we didn't crap the bed. And we did. We didn't make plays when we needed to make plays.
Every single time.
Every time. I mean, Missouri had that one won, blew it. Oklahoma had that one won, blew it. I mean, Cal, that was one of the worst. I just sit back and remember couldn't do anything offensively. And Cal was not some world beater. And, I mean, heck, Florida State beat them. My God. And we know how bad Florida State was last year. So that tells you we just could not get out of our own way, and it was a quarterback issue early. And so we just never did establish any type of cohesiveness and consistency. So I don't think it's going to be like that this year. We're going to be watching that quarterback battle, but I just feel like, again, the roster from top to bottom, although young in some places, is a lot better quality-wise, and it's going to give Auburn a chance to compete against anybody they play on any given, I guess, Friday and Saturday, since the Baylor game is on a Friday night. So that's kind of my take, and I know you kind of feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's early right now, but again, tomorrow or today, here in a little bit.
We do this every time we record.
Yeah, it's been a long day. We'll have something uploaded about practice and what we saw out there today. So make sure after this, if it's up, go look at it. Yeah, we've got a busy day today, Brett.
What day is it busy? I mean, this one is packed. I mean, you've got an interview with Golf. I'm excited about that. The next installment of On the Front Row with Faith. By the way, the Sarah Hubbard interview will be out tomorrow.
Tomorrow at noon, right?
Right when we go on for our Auburn Blitz show at noon, you're going to have it pushed out on YouTube at the same time. So everybody go check out On the Front Row with Faith. phenomenal job again.
Thank
2
you.
for 2. She's
Thank
batting
you.
1,000. Now I become her producer on this third one. So if it screws up, it's probably going to be my fault. I'll take the blame.
Well, and a big thank you to Justin again for filming and editing this one with Sarah. So everybody, y'all know that y'all will know when it's Brett and I doing the editing. I
My
promise.
God, please, like, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll do fine. If not, Justin coming to the rescue. So
he might have to.
Justin's not going to let us down. He's not going to let us suffer.
No.
But yeah, I'm going to put my production skills to the test today. Hope I don't let you down. If I do, you can do whatever. Okay, you can fire me. I guess you just fire me, kick me to the curb. But excited. I think it's Brendan, right? Going to be interviewing. So
Brendan Valdez.
So yeah, it's going to be another good episode if I can make sure everything works correctly. Let's get some more of our partners out there. We want to thank Sure Shot. Can't say enough about Sure Shot, man. They are the official outdoor apparel firearm provider here on the Auburn Blitz podcast. They sell and trade new and used firearms. They are located on Highway 280. It's easy access. We go by there all the time, don't we, Faith?
All the time.
It's just such an easy place to stop. They've got everything you need. Turkey season is underway. They got great deals on apparel in there. Your ammo, the 10% off sale on Browning firearms. Check them out on Highway 280 or call them 256-329-0080. Can't say enough about them and what they do. And Oliver Ross, Faith, what a great partner they are.
Yeah, Oliver Ross. Make sure, if you're planning on having a party from 20 people all the way up to 2,000 people, there are so many. Why would you want to get, food and drinks all over yourself when you could have somebody do it for you? And they are professionals and, certified. They know what they're doing. You don't want to be the one taking care of all of that when somebody else is able to and more than capable. So if it's going to be a fraternity date party or a sorority date party or any social or anything like that, make sure you call on Oliver Ross, because they are going to make sure, they not only take care of you, but keep everybody there entertained with their serving beverages and all of their good skills that they have doing all that when you don't have to worry about it.
That's exactly right. That's why you hire them, so you don't look like an idiot.
You can have somebody do it for you instead of doing it yourself.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's just the way it is now.
Why would you embarrass yourself?
I mean, trying to save a little bit of money and then you look like an idiot. Don't do that. Just call on Oliver Ross. The number, let me throw that out there, 256-496-2212. Seriously, for your next party or event, you and I both know Mark, Faith, and what type of service he runs. Man, it is top notch all the way around. So another great partner here on the program. All right, a few more minutes left here on the show. I want to go over, I'm going to bounce back to basketball real quick. We'll come back, obviously, like you said, here in a few minutes, really, and have an update from practice. And we'll have that posted to YouTube and Facebook. And then we'll give our take tomorrow as well, maybe a little bit more in depth. But way too early odds to win the national championship, Faith, in basketball. Where do the Auburn Tigers fall in this list? The odds-on favorite right now to win the 2026 national championship is, drum roll please, the Duke Blue Devils at plus 1,000. So Duke Blue Devils at plus 1,000, and then the Houston Cougars come in at plus 1,200. The Louisville Cardinals and the Purdue Boilermakers come in at plus 1,400. Then who comes after that, Faith? You have it pulled up right there in front of you.
Wait, you said who was the last one you said?
I had the Purdue Boilermakers in Louisville at plus 14.
Oh, yeah, and then we've got Kentucky and my BYU Cougars
right there
at plus 1,600.
There you go. And then
Then we've got Arkansas, Kansas, your one and only Auburn Tigers, UConn, and Alabama at 1,800.
I mean, right there at the top again. Look at the names in that list.
Yeah.
I mean, all sandwiched at 1,800. Arkansas, Kansas, Auburn, UConn, Alabama. Arkansas, man, boy, really came out of the blue.
Turned it around.
With a bunch of injuries and like, look, for all the criticism that John Calipari took for the last 3 or 4 years at Kentucky, he goes over to a depleted Arkansas team and lost their first 5 games in SEC play. And I'll remember the interview after the 5th loss, and they were right there. He's like, look, we just got to force something good to happen. He said, we've got a good team. He said, I just got to get these guys to believe they can do it. And then they won that first game, and then they won another one. And then it just kind of snowballed. And then you were like, man, they came to Auburn and gave us everything we wanted.
A run for our money. Good Lord. I remember I was sitting there thinking,
Big Z had a terrible game.
I was like, there's no way this is our team out there. There's no way that's Arkansas.
They took the lead like with a minute and a half to go in the game.
Yeah.
And then we came back and answered. So, all right, a few more. The defending national champs, Florida, come in at 2,500, plus 2,500 along with Texas Tech, Michigan, and St. John's. And then from there on out, I won't go much further. UCLA, Tennessee, Iowa State, and Gonzaga always all come in at plus 3,000. So I'll just stop there. We're not going to go any further. But there's Auburn at plus 1,800 odds to win the national title next year, along with the Alabama Crimson Tide across the way, UConn, Kansas, and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Never too early to predict where everybody's going to be. I've seen polls. I've seen one Auburn 12, one Auburn 3, one Auburn 8. So it's just kind of all over the map. But
so you think if we get Tahad back, it's going to really
– I think the preseason poll, when the real preseason poll comes out next year, if we get a couple of really decent big men to add to this, and then you get, like you said, Tahad back, I think we're going to be in really good shape. I do. I think we'll definitely be a top 10 preseason pick, if not a top 5 pick.
Score.
There you go. All right, let's close out with a couple more of our partners here on the program, and we're going to wrap it up
Once you
morning.
see that tail, it's time to wrap it up.
I saw the tail. It's time to go. It's kind of like It's like the wave goodbye.
Yep,
like Lucy's waving goodbye to everybody. All right. Old Number One Customs, man. Glad to have Old Number One Customs. Love Jake. He's a great guy, and they are rolling out a big push for kitchen and bathroom remodels, high-end remodels. All you guys out there have been putting this off. Your wife's pissed off. No better way to use that tax money, that refund money, than to renovate and improve your kitchen or your bathroom or both. You can transform your home in as few as 2 weeks, Faith. 2 weeks, they'll be in and out with a. I mean, who does that? Who can completely transform?
Not a DIYer, I can promise you that. So if you think you're going to DIY it, just don't bother.
No, don't do that. But Old Number One Customs will take care of you there. And then JFA Blue Plumbing, Faith. Who wants to drink nasty, unfiltered water?
When I saw my dog's water bowl covered in, I don't know, like the hard water residue or whatever,
the line
and I
around
realized
the bowl.
I need to start giving her filtered water because I'm not poisoning my dog. I highly suggest that everybody decides to go and get a water filter because that is disgusting. And if you don't even want to poison your animals, you don't want to poison yourself.
No, don't want to poison your kids or, like you said yourself, the Atlas Duo whole home water filter, starting at $15.99 with financing options, 0% down, 0% APR. That's pure water, zero hassle. Call them, 844-JFA Blue. Everybody can remember that, right?
I can.
844.
I can. Anybody else can.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, 844-JFA Blue for your Atlas Duo whole home water filter. So again, can't thank Jake enough. Two great businesses he has there, and we're glad that they're part of us here on the Auburn Blitz podcast. Faith, you said it a minute ago, really busy day today. We appreciate everybody tuning in. This was recorded. Again, like Faith said, we're not trying to snub you. You can comment away. We appreciate it. But we can't respond to your comments. We don't know what you said yet. So
yeah, so I hope everybody has the best day ever. Be
Of
nice,
course.
smile. It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. And